Story of Lady Puttanī. From the commentary Jataka Stories. Animals are beings with loyal hearts. They do not deceive like humans. After our supreme teacher, the Buddha, had already attained parinibbana, long afterward there lived a wealthy merchant in the city of Pataliputra who possessed 87 crores of treasure. That merchant had one daughter named Puttanī. When she was only 7 years old, both of her parents passed away, leaving her alone with her relatives. All the wealth of the family fell into her hands. Puttanī grew into a young woman of extraordinary beauty, radiant like a celestial apsara. When she reached the age of 16, many noblemen, princes, ministers, and other high-ranking officials sent proposals and tried to win her favor. But Puttanī refused to marry any of them. Having noble past qualities and a virtuous disposition, she devoted herself to charity, keeping precepts, and living a pure and righteous life. One day, a horse merchant from the northern region brought many horses to sell in Pataliputra. He stayed at Puttanī's charitable rest house. After observing her conduct, virtue, and gentle disposition, he grew very fond of her, as if she were his own daughter. He asked her permission to adopt her as his foster daughter, and she agreed. The horse merchant then gave her a young horse named Sindava. Puttanī loved this horse dearly, as though it were her own child. She cared for it attentively, and the horse in return loved her as though she were its true mother. Later, Puttanī learned that the horse possessed supernatural abilities. It could fly through the air. She thought to herself, "I have raised this horse so well. I have long wished to go and pay homage at the great Bodhi tree." With this aspiration, she prepared an offering, a golden flower garland. She arranged them neatly, carried them to the stable, and said to the horse, "My dear child, please take me to pay homage to the great Bodhi tree." Hearing this, the horse stepped out of the stable, knelt down, and allowed her to climb onto its back. Then, with astonishing speed, it soared into the sky and flew directly to the sacred Bodhi sanctuary, descending at the base of the great Bodhi tree. After letting her down, the horse departed. At that time, Venerable Dhammarakkhita, together with other monks, was residing there to protect and maintain the great Bodhi tree. Puttanī offered her golden flower garland and perfumes at the Bodhi tree and respectfully informed the monks, "Venerable sirs, please accept these offerings. May you arrange them properly and take good care of the sacred place." From that day onward, she regularly rode her horse to the Bodhi tree to make offerings and to clean the area around its roots. One day, the king of Pataliputra heard the news that Lady Puttanī flew on a horse to offer homage at the great Bodhi tree. Every day, as she continued visiting the great Bodhi tree in this manner, the king eventually heard about her. He then ordered his ministers to lie in wait, capture her, and bring her to him so he could consecrate her as his chief queen. On that day, after Puttanī finished making her offerings at the great Bodhi tree, she prepared to return home. Venerable Dhammarakkhita, who was an arahant, realized the plan of the king's ministers who were waiting to seize her. He advised Puttanī, "Child, as you return, be very careful. Do not be careless." When she reached the halfway point on the road, the ministers who were hiding there suddenly shouted loudly and rushed toward her. Startled, the horse leapt into the air to escape, causing Puttanī to fall off its back. Terrified, she cried out, "Hey, my dear child, help your mother." Hearing her cry and knowing that she had fallen, the horse immediately swooped down at great speed, turned its back toward her, and caught her safely so she could sit again without touching the ground. Then it flew her back safely to its own stable. From that time onward, Lady Puttanī used her wealth to perform acts of charity continuously until all 87 crores of her riches were completely given away. When her life came to an end, she was reborn in the heavenly realm, enjoying full divine splendor and perfect happiness for a very long time. The story teaches that pure intentions, unwavering virtue, and sincere devotion create powerful blessings that protect us in both visible and invisible ways. Puttanī's generosity, moral conduct, and faith inspired even an animal to show loyalty beyond ordinary nature, reminding us that goodness radiates far and influences all beings. Her life shows that a heart rooted in virtue cannot be harmed easily. Even when danger approached, her past goodness protected her. Gratitude and loyalty arise naturally toward those who act with kindness. The horse's supernatural help symbolizes how compassion returns in unexpected forms. True wealth lies in generosity, not possession. She spent her entire fortune doing good, and this led her to heavenly rebirth. Good deeds never disappear. They follow and support us across lifetimes. Ultimately, the story reminds us that a life lived with virtue, kindness, and devotion brings protection, respect, and blessings both in this world and the next.